Hey, it's Scott Fox from ClickMillionaires.com. I'm the host of the friendliest online marketing coaching forum on the internet. Today we're going to be here talking about Strategic Business Media Solutions.com. This is part of the service I run called Expert Website Reviews. We do expert website reviews for our members, for those of you who are Masterminds members at ClickMillionaires.com, or to the general public at ExpertWebsiteReviews.com. This video is from my friend Terry, who is a Masterminds member, and he came in and asked me for help, for advice about his new website here, Strategic Business Media Solutions. So let's talk about this new site, which is still under development, but it's nearing the finish line, and Terry had the bright idea to ask somebody else for some advice before they finalize it and go to market. So let's look at this site and the social media services that Terry's selling to see what we can do to improve his sales, improve customer conversion, hopefully attract more customers, and put Terry on the way to becoming a Click Millionaire. Okay, Terry, well, this site is very nice looking. Somebody's done a nice job. Obviously, money well spent on the design. I like the look and feel of it. It looks very professional. So we're going to go through it bit by bit, and of course my job here is to pick on it a little bit, so I'll point out the things that I see missing, but all, of course, in an idea with the aim of being positive and give you new ideas to improve it even further. You gave me a lot of good details to work from here when you filled out the form at expertwebsitereviews.com, including these. You said, "Hi Scott, I'm one of your premium members, and I've gladly read your books and been reading your emails since July of last year, so thanks Terry, and happy to have you as a Masterminds member. In the last few months, I tried a couple of minor ventures on the net with no success. This time, I've decided to try local business marketing, for which I got a website designed. It's 90% finished, as we can see here, but obviously I need some expert advice on how to finish it properly and how to make it work best. And you are the best man to do the job for me." Well, thank you, Terry. Happy to help. A point I would like advice on, among others, is what to do with the piggy bank link on the front page and what to replace it with. That would be here. And we'll talk through the whole site, and we'll be sure to talk about that. Your goal is to get visitors interested and to sign up for your services and renew every month. The site's goal is to make money with people signing up monthly for 1 to 5 of your different services, and then your virtual assistants will faithfully apply all the items listed in each service. So great. So you're starting essentially a social media marketing agency, I guess you'd call it, and you're going to find leads there in Australia and pitch the small to medium business owners who are your target, and hopefully bring them into recurring contracts, and then have your virtual assistants do a lot of the legwork after you've done the marketing. That sounds like a fine plan to me. Let's see what we can do to upgrade your site now that it's nearly finished and ready to go to market. So the site looks nice, as I said. I think one thing you might want to do right off the bat is that it's not clear to me that this is an Australia-only site. If it is, then I think you might want to say that here somewhere, or you're going to get inquiries from all over the world. On the other hand, if you're going to get inquiries from all over the world, maybe that means your business is bigger than you expected, so it could be a fine thing. But the reason I pointed that out is because this phone number is the same format that we use here in the United States, and this looks like a U.S. number to me. Now, you're down there in Perth, so I presume you mean for people to call that locally. So I think you need to say something up here, or maybe multiple places, put a little Australian flag, or somehow limit it in your About Us pages, etc., or be ready for international inquiries, which could be a fine thing also. All right, that's the sort of outsider perspective I can bring to this, because maybe that wasn't clear to you, but to me this looks like a U.S. site, and that may be good, may be bad, depending on your ambitions. Now, my first reaction to the site in general, like I said, is clean and pretty. This gentleman is a nice-looking guy, very nice photo. Is that your target customer? I don't know if he is or he isn't, but you're betting a lot on this one image, and I would consider having a few images that rotate, or a picture of a group, perhaps. It's a very nice photo, and it's used nicely, and you can kind of see some other people here in the background. But if somebody comes to this site and they don't like this guy for whatever reason, then they're going to leave. And you've used probably, let's pick a number, 20–25% of your screen real estate with this big smile. And like I said, nice photo, but that's a big bet on the universal applicability of this one image. So I'd look at mixing that up, or applying something a little more universal, or maybe you love it and it's perfect. That's fine, but I just wanted to point that out to you. This little tagline, by the way, the next level of your success, that's a nice line. It's kind of a throwaway here. I would either make it bigger or get rid of it, or perhaps use that space for something more particular to your business. That's kind of random seeming to me. Next, these buttons up here are fine. I certainly know what they are, of course. I think you need a call to action saying, follow us, join us, get to know us, something like that, because I'm just sitting here, especially for your target audience, as you said, of small to medium Australian business owners who do not know much about the internet and need a wake-up call to increase their sales substantially and quickly. These folks are not super savvy online. They may not know what these are, so you probably need to explain it a little. I would also consider what is your primary contact method. If you want and expect that most of your sales are going to come through a phone call, and you have a man on the phone here right beneath Call Us, then this is probably enough. I wouldn't distract them with the social media links here. I think they should be on the page because you're a social media agency, but I maybe put them down below the folder, at least not right there competing with the phone number. On the other hand, if you think phone is not your number one outreach or connection mechanism, then I would move that lower or get rid of it. This is essentially a lead capture page. Someone's gone to the trouble of finding you. Now you need to bring them in and convert them. So I would prioritize the whole design around what's the number one way you expect them to make contact with you. What are they comfortable with? Maybe email is more important. You need to put a email us at this address right here, or a contact form link. And the call to action around these social media icons I think is a good idea, but I don't think you want somebody coming here and then getting distracted by saying, oh, I think I'll go see what their Facebook page is about, because then they're going to end up over on Facebook and forget that they had even seen your site. All right. So prioritization around your top goals is what is going to be the theme of my whole talk here. So the number one theme is figure out how your customers are going to contact you and make it easy for them. Easy for the customer means money for you. So that's okay. So now we've covered the top inch of the site. Well, maybe not even that, because I like your tagline here, but it's very small. The font. This is not a bad idea. It's just pretty small. So if you're talking about business owners, I'm guessing your target customer is average age is probably 40 or more. A lot of those folks have trouble reading small print. You might want to increase the font size on anything across the site that you want them to be able to read without their glasses. Now, this doesn't occur to most web designers who are often in their 20s, but I have a lot of experience with this designing sites, and if you're targeting older demographics, then larger font sizes are critical. They just can't see stuff easily, and again, the point is make it easy for the customer. Next, we've got these tabs here. These make sense to me. Again, I think I would make them a little larger, or at least bold the font or something. These seem like good tabs more or less. I'm not sure About Us is the most important, though. I think you want to get them into services or Contact Us. Think about prioritizing these in the order of importance to you and the things that are most likely going to answer the questions that the customer has come here looking to answer. So in looking at the whole site, I think about what you want and what's most important to me, Terry, but then also what is the customer looking for? What kind of answers are they looking for? And if you can answer those questions, they'll keep reading. So if their number one question is, how do I get more traffic? Well, then answer that question. And I would do that as you're kind of here, right? Generating natural traffic. I think a better word than natural, by the way, is free. Isn't that what you mean? Free traffic? I think that's much. Natural doesn't mean much in a computer environment. There's nothing natural about what we do on the internet, right? I think free is what you're really saying here. And free is the most powerful word in copywriting. This is a little abstract also. The power of this copy could be, it's okay, but I think I would rephrase it. Think about the customer has come looking for something. What is it? Let's hit them right here. Here's the answer, you know? This, oh, and they'll come and they'll say, I'm wondering about this. They land on the site, oh, these guys are talking my language. Okay, I'll click to find some more. That leads to my next point, calls to action. The clicking to find more is a little lacking here. You've got kind of what I call kind of a brochureware site, like a pamphlet with a bunch of information that's written as if it were printed on paper. But the internet's a lot more active than that, and so I think you need more buttons, and certainly you've got some buttons further down here, obviously, but buttons with stronger calls to action that are higher up on the page. So not just links to stuff, but like this. This is the only real call to action you have above the fold. Get started. And this little link here. And that's a JavaScript. I guess it's a pop-up of some sort, but it is not working. So what you need here somewhere above the fold, and I know you've got a little of this down here, I'll talk about that in a minute, but you need here something like get started, more information here, buy this, you know, a call to action. Like you've got them here, you've shown them how to contact you, you've showed sympathy for their concerns with your copy, you've got a smiling face. Right here somewhere, like you have this get started, but much bigger, close the deal. Okay, you're here, you're interested, you haven't clicked away, do this. Tell them what to do. They don't know what to do. And they're not going to, it's not in your best business interests to assume that they're going to stick around to figure it out. Make it easy. Again, click here for more details on our SEO packages. Get the free ebook here. Sign up for our email list here. Click here to call us. Like something like that. You need a couple of those, and they should be here somewhere, not just way down here. Moving down the page, Piggy Bank. What should you do with this? Well, Piggy Bank is cute. I'm not sure if you're wedded to that specific concept or not. I don't see the direct applicability of a piggy bank. That sounds to me like a savings website or something, you know, financially oriented. So I think I'd probably get rid of that in general. But the layout is nice and the iconography is nice. Have a little icon for something. But what I think you should do with this is absolutely clear, and 100% if you don't get anything else out of this review, it is this. You should use this space for email signups. You need to capture customer lead information so that you can continue to communicate with those people. They might do a drive-by of your site one time and then be gone forever. There's a billion pages on the internet now and certainly plenty of competition in this space as well. So you need to convince them right away, even more than calling you or contacting you for a sale. You want to get their email address so that you can continue to communicate with them. Set up a series of emails as an autoresponder series or take articles off your blog or something and reach out and touch them occasionally, every couple weeks, every couple months, something. Remind them that you exist and that you're still here and happy to help them. For a price, of course. But that's the number one thing I see missing here. And it's a big, big hole in your strategy. So if you're kind of wedded to this layout already, then this space right here is just ready for an email offer. And to do that, I wouldn't just ask them for an address, but I think you need to offer them something. These days, the ethical bribe is the phrase that people use. The ethical bribe is standard procedure. You need to offer them perhaps an ebook or promise them some tips, something free, something like that, and I would put a picture of that. I'd put your email sign-up box, some copy that gets their attention and promises them good results if they give you their email address, and then a little picture of the ebook or whatever, maybe a discount, anything that you can think of that will incentivize people to join your list. If you have this site up for, say, 30 days or 60 days, I would certainly hope you have some sales at the end of that period, but even more important to me, let's say you had 10 sales. Even more important to me is that you had 10 email addresses, or ideally 20 or 30 or 50 email addresses. Why? Because getting somebody to commit on the first visit to packages that cost this much money, you're talking hundreds if not thousands of dollars a month. The odds of people doing that on the first visit, pretty small, which is okay because you'll build this up over time. But they increase dramatically if you have an email list with their names on it and you can remind them and demonstrate your credibility and expertise over time. So you want to make that sales funnel start right here with an email capture. Okay, that's my number one recommendation for you. Cruising down here a little further, these buttons are okay. Obviously, you've got some placeholder copy in here. I would point out, though, that Safari is not a search engine. It's a browser. So you definitely want to get that out of there. These seem okay. I guess I'd like them a little more colorful, a little more interesting. You've spent so much space on this photo and this big copy block that your products are actually down out of sight. And that's a strategic, discussion of your own, but I think this stuff is more important than being down here below the fold. And I think they could use some color, or maybe you make this like the green product, and this is the red product, and this is the blue product, or you give them some icons or something. This whole section just needs to be a little more attractive, basically, not just kind of shoved down at the bottom. Because this is really what you want people to read, right? This is what you're really selling. I'd also point out that these buttons, this whole button should be linked, not just the yellow words. So you've got this big thing, but you can't actually click. See, I can't click anywhere on this big button. I was looking at this earlier, and that's why I figured this out. I thought the whole thing was broken, and then I realized, oh, it's just right here. So you've got maybe, what, 10% of this graphic is actually clickable. You should make it 100% so that people can click. You want to make it easy for them. Then obviously the words click here need to be replaced with something a little more specific, like get more details about the total internet optimization package, or get more details about our social media skills and services or something. I think this in general, actually I would take these two sections, okay? The piggy bank, which I would now call the email collector, and then this section where you actually have your products. That section is smaller than this section, and I think you need to reverse the priority. This is the site. This is just sales talk, what we call happy talk, right? It's just happy talk. It's pretty, it's engaging, but it's not necessarily going to close the deal. It's important because you want the visitor to arrive and think, okay, I'm in the right place. This validates that I'm here and it looks credible, and okay, I want more. But this stuff down here is where the action is and where the money is. So I would make this, cut this like 30% smaller, maybe, cut it off about his chin, maybe, and then make this stuff bigger and above the fold and more attractive. Moving on down, you've got the newsletter link here, but very small, way too small. This needs to be the primary focus of the page, if you ask me. Find us on, now here you have the Google, Twitter, and Facebook icons down here. That is more appropriate. I think you probably need some more specific copy. With your audience, you need to explain to them why they would want to find you on Facebook, Twitter, and Google. I would make these icons bigger. You can see them a little up here. They look a little off to me, by the way. They don't look level. These don't look like the real official ones. I would go back and ask your designers to clean those up and make them more official and uniform looking. Also, by the way, it's not Google, it's Google Plus that you're talking about, so you need the plus sign there, unless you're just talking about finding you on Google, which is not really social media, that's a search engine. So those need to be cleaned up a little. And then you've got contact details down here. That's okay. This could also be a place to reiterate the point about whether you're Australia only or not. Then, this leads to my next point, which is I would love to see a picture of Terry, or at least some photos of people that do this stuff. The site is very nice looking and slick, but unless this is you, Terry, and I know it's not, there's no Terry here. Maybe you're trying to be anonymous, and I guess that's okay, but you at least need to be personal. I don't think there are many people that are going to respond to this About Us page. Lots of small text, including some typos, by the way, which you need to address. This is a non-standard size, by the way, so I'm not sure what you're doing here. This could be more attractive and better used. Perfect place for pictures of you and your team, or at least pictures of stock photos of people that look like they would be you and your team, or your office, or something. This needs to be a lot more personal. I don't think there's too many people that are going to hand over $1,000 or more a month to a site that is as anonymous as this. You've put your contact details down here, but you haven't told us anything about you and your expertise. And that's really what I'm missing here on the site in general. Why Terry? Why this website? There are lots of these guys out there. Do you specialize in Australia? That's a thing. You don't say that anywhere that I could see. We specialize. We're in Australia. We're in Perth. We know the Perth market. We know the Australian customs and lingo, and that's why you should hire us, because we're Australian. Yay, wave the flag. Or because I'm incredibly handsome. Here's a picture of me and my beautiful wife. Want to be in business with us. Or we have a huge worldwide staff. Here's a picture of all our virtual assistants in the Philippines and India. Something. Give me something to go with here that differentiates you and makes it more personal. I want to know a little bit, at least, who I'm working with. Do you look credible? And do I trust that you're going to do something with this money, especially if I keep paying you month after month? There's a lot of shady operators in this business, and people are suspicious, and I think you need to make the case a little harder that you're the one, and here's why we're different and better, and, oh yeah, sign up here. Now, on the services page, the services are laid out nicely, but again, lots and lots of text. You need some graphics in here, my friend, and you need stronger calls to action. You come all the way down here, and there's just this little PayPal button. This definitely needs to be dressed up, and I think you need some custom buy buttons that are uniform across the site so people see again and again what, this is the join button, this is the sign up button, this is what I get. custom marketing plan looks nice, but there's a lot of numbers here without a lot of, sorry, that's not the one. I meant the packages one. Here, social media optimization. You've got these charts. Yeah, there they are. I think you need to explain a little more benefits. Do you mean I get one of each of these per month or what? There's a little explanation that needs to be done here. And these could be prettier too. I mean, again, some graphics, some colors. This is more the kind of button I meant. I saw this one earlier. This gets you some, big sign-up buttons. You need calls to action every place, on every page, and they're a bit lacking now. And this button doesn't work. Well, yeah, no, this one goes to PayPal, right? So this goes to PayPal. I'd also suggest that you get a professional account, not one that has your name and then an ISP. Get one that says Strategic Business Media Solutions. That's your company, that's your name. I want it to look professional. You might also want to add some sort of form here so that people aren't. I would be hesitant to just send you $800 with the strength of the rest of that site. You might want to put a form in place, and we can talk about this in the Masterminds forum, that takes some information from the person first so they feel like you're listening, like you're going to customize your operation. So actually the form, like the one you filled out at expertwebsitereviews.com, put something like this in place that asks them a bunch of questions so they know, okay, you are paying attention, this is for real. And then there's the click to pay button. Just jumping right to PayPal, I think, is kind of ambitious. It's certainly possible people will do that, but it seems ambitious to me. And I would hold their hand a little more, make them feel good about giving you the money. I also think it needs to be clearer. I didn't see it too much, and we're running out of time here, but that this is recurring, right? Okay, there it is, monthly cost. Okay. I guess that's okay, but you want to be clear about that because you're going to get a lot of cancellations if people don't understand that things are monthly and recurring. So you don't want to make too big a deal of it because then they won't sign up, but you also need to be upfront and ethical about that, disclosing it to make sure. And the bottom line, what I'm really bringing it up for is it will save you lots of customer service hassle and chargebacks. If you hide the fact that it's monthly, not that you are hiding it, but I mean, if it's not readily apparent to customers, they will sign up, then they get the second or third month's bill, and they'll be outraged. And they will complain to your credit. They'll complain to PayPal. They'll institute chargebacks. It will hurt your standing with PayPal and end up costing you money. So I think it's both more upfront and ethical, but also will save you time and money if you're clear about things being recurring charges. And then last, contact us page, very anonymous. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Fingers on a keyboard, not good enough. How about some faces? What I'm really missing in this whole thing is, why are you in this business? What do you know? Why are you different? And who are you? And this page especially, this needs to be a lot more interesting and a lot more specific. Request more info. Well, that's just way too generic. I think each one of your pages, in regards to the specific packages you're selling, you need to ask them some questions, perhaps like this again, and make this process feel like there's somebody there, not just some fingers on a keyboard. And then you put this map in, and that's fine, I guess, but seems to me unneeded. You're in Perth, suburban Perth, it looks like. A city I've never been to. It's definitely on my list one of these days. But I'm not sure why. Are you expecting them to come over? I mean, this is cool that your designers can put this in here, but I'm not sure that it adds anything. I would much rather, again, see pictures of you or your team or somebody that looks like you and your team to make this feel like there are real people here. And again, this would also be a place to reiterate your strategy about being Australia only or worldwide. Okay, so that's a lot of stuff. I hope that was helpful to you. You said in your email that I am the best man to do the job, so I hope that review is helpful for you. And I look forward to talking more about this in the Click Millionaires Masterminds forum with you. We can go through this as much as you want and work through each of these points one by one as we do in the forum, and I'd be happy to do that with you, as well as all our other members would be happy to help you as well. So Terry, I hope that's helpful to you, and strategicbusinessmediasolutions.com. The site looks great. Please don't take any of that as criticism. I think you're off to a really strong start. It's a very pretty site. And I look forward to seeing the improvements as they come along. I hope you'll update us in the forum. And then let's talk about your marketing techniques. That will be the next opportunity, including search engine optimization, which we didn't get into here much, but is definitely going to be part of your business. And that's a great topic for follow-up in the forum. So thanks for the order, Terry, and thanks to anybody else who's watching this later on YouTube. Please check out strategicbusinessmediasolutions.com to see what Terry's done with the site since I recorded this video. And if you're looking for this kind of service, well, of course, especially if you're in Australia, give Terry a call. Thanks for watching. I'm Scott Fox from expertwebsitereviews.com. See you soon.